Bonjour tout le monde. Today we're going to talk about les adjectifs français, French adjectives. Why are they different from English adjectives, how to form regular adjectives, and how to form irregular adjectives. So pourquoi est-ce que les adjectifs français sont différents des adjectifs anglais? Why are French adjectives different from English adjectives? And actually, if you look at this sentence right here, you'll notice the word différent has an S on the end. That's because it has to match the word adjectif. Adjectif is plural, and therefore différent must also be plural. That's the real difference between French adjectives and English adjectives. In English, we don't have to change our adjectives, but in French, they have to change to match the noun that they're modifying. Les adjectifs réguliers, regular adjectives. Luckily, regular adjectives are pretty straightforward. So if you have a word like différent, once again, if it's modifying a masculine singular noun, un homme différent, it doesn't change. If it's modifying a feminine singular noun, une femme différente, you're going to add an E. If it's modifying a masculine plural noun, des hommes différents, you're going to add an S. And if it's modifying a feminine plural noun, you're going to add an ES, des femmes différentes. Notice that the singular and plural are pronounced exactly the same. Un homme différent, des hommes différents, une femme différente, des femmes différentes. It's context clues that are really going to help you figure out whether it's singular or plural in any given scenario. Now, you may have noticed in the last sentence, why did différent change, but français didn't? Well, that's actually because the word français already has an S on the end, so in masculine plural, it's just going to stay français. In feminine singular, it's going to become française, and in feminine plural, it's going to become française with an S. But if it's just français like this, there's no point in adding an extra S. Les adjectifs irréguliers, irregular adjectives. Luckily, these are also not too difficult. Most textbooks call it irregular adjectives because there are a lot of different patterns. But really, once you learn the patterns, they're not too hard to pick up on. So, en féminin, adjectives that take irregular feminine endings. So, sérieux with the EUX becomes sérieuse. Ponctuel with an EL becomes ELLE, ponctuel. Mignon becomes mignonne. Canadien becomes canadienne. Actif becomes active. Travailleur becomes travailleuse. And conservateur becomes conservatrice. And sometimes it might be a little bit easy to get mixed up, travailleur, conservateur, when the becomes euse and when the tel becomes trice. So you might need to memorize it or just pay attention to when it's versus tel. And there's a couple of adjectives that are also regular in the plural form. Sérieux stays exactly the same in masculine plural because the X functions a little bit like the S here. There's not really much of a point in adding an S to the end of sérieux with an X. That looks a little bit strange. However, in the feminine, it's going to behave like this. And loyal, anything that ends in an AL, is going to become AUX, or loyal, in the masculine plural. It stays loyal in feminine plural, like you might expect, but in masculine plural, it's going to become loyal. So those are the basics of French adjectives. Au revoir tout le monde, bonne journée.